4 o'clock news on the streets, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, TNT's murder toll crosses 300. The UNC and former police commissioner Gary Griffith condemns government jump in the murder toll. Internationally, shops in France will be ordered to close doors when using air conditioning and limit neon lighting in a bid to cut energy waste. And now the news in detail. The escalating murder spree in TNT has caused the murder toll to cross 300. It now stands at 311. Saturday night into Sunday morning saw 3 more people losing their lives by the gun. The murders took place in separate incidents, one at a Moruga bar, another in San Juan, and another in Claxton Bay. Meanwhile, Acting Commissioner of Police MacDonald Jacob assures the public that the police are working to keep this year's murder toll below the 440 average tally for the last 15 years, but took no solace in the death toll. For the same period last year, a staggering jump of over 100 more murders have been recorded so far. In 2021, between January to July, Trinidad and Tobago recorded 206 murders. For the same period this year, it stands at 311. Meantime, a committee comprising of public servants, including the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Social Development, has been established to come up with solutions to help curb crime. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley also met with Commissioner Jacob during a break of Cabinet's 2-day retreat last week as he summoned the National Security Council to discuss the escalating crime situation. Meantime, former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith and opposition MP Rudal Munilal blames the government for the mishandling of crime, which has resulted in 100 more murders for the same period last year. MP Munilal said the government's gross incompetence is illustrated in its mishandling of the crime crisis. He also accuses the government of being driven by malice and spite instead of a will to improve the quality of citizens' lives. He described the crime situation as a downward spiral. Meanwhile, former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith has condemned the government for having a reactive response to crime and criminality. Griffith questioned why the government refused to continue with the effective blueprint of policies developed during his time as commissioner to keep crime under control. He further accused the government of spitefully dismantling programs set up by him and blames a lack of leadership in the police service for the spiral in crime. In more news, thieves continue to target churches across the island, with the Revival Time Assembly being the latest. The church, located in St. Magdalene, was broken into last week, where thieves made off with a generator and a speaker box. The break-in was discovered by Pastor Franklin Samaru on Friday night. This was the second church to be hit last week. Thieves also broke into the Effectual Doors International Church along the Couva Main Road, Couva, and stole money that the church uses for its everyday expenses, according to the church's head, Pastor Anthony Moses. Several residents in South Trinidad are reporting criminal elements using devices to hack open automatic gates to gain entry into homes. Residents are advised to be on the alert, as criminals may be getting their hands on universal gate remotes sold online or in local stores, or may be using their own fabricated and or created hacking remotes to mess with electronic gates, gaining illegal entry into homes. Finally, on the international scene, shops in France will be ordered to close doors when using air conditioning and limit neon lighting in a bid to cut energy waste, a minister has said. These rules, already in place in some areas, will be rolled out across France, the Minister of Ecological Transition said. Energy costs in Europe have spiraled since the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Shops will be fined up to £640 for breaking the air conditioning rule. tool. Leaving doors open when air conditioning is on is absurd, said the minister. She will issue 2 decrees on energy waste in the coming days. The first will widen the ban on illuminated advertising, whatever the size of the city, between 1 and 6. The second will ban shops from having their doors open while the air conditioning and heating are working. The ban on neon signs is already enforced in areas with a population under 800,000. Airports and stations are exempt. And that was the 4 o'clock news on the street, 919 FM, and online, Facebook and YouTube. In the headlines, TNT's murder toll crosses 300. The UNC and former Police Commissioner Gary Griffith condemns government for the jump in the murder toll. And internationally, shops in France will be ordered to close doors when using air conditioning and limit neon lighting in a bid to cut energy waste. Do enjoy your afternoon and continue to be safe. I am Vanessa.